Alright guys, what I did was I grabbed the fitting that goes on top of the fireplace here, and I already attached a 90-degree fitting to it, the arrow pointing up, so that's good. And I just want to see something. I gotta kind of do this by myself at the moment because that's the way it is. But I think that's gonna work, as far as I can tell, depending on the stove and all that. So we'll see, because I don't want it too low. I don't want a piece and then the stove being way down here type of deal. It's just for convenience, I think. So let me do some measurements here and I'll be back. Alright guys, I found out that I have there's a stud here and there's a stud here. So I need to mount a couple 2x4s across for this back plate to go on properly. So I gotta remove this mirror in order to get started here, and I gotta put this somewhere. Put this over on the bed. Now the only part about this that really sucks is I just put my trim up, and I kind of need to get into it now to put a piece of 2x4 up. Now obviously this one's too long, but I need to. It really sucks that I gotta cut into that. I could go to the edge, but I don't know if I trust it because it's too close to the edge type of deal. But I'm basically going to be cutting this in half here. Wow, I got to move over so I get some more of the stud there. Or I can just go right over top of the trim and put like a shim back here on this side. You might have to do that just to save face, I think. I'm going to mark the wall first with this. I'll put this thing up. I think I have a pencil up here. Let's see. Pencil. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, I'm going to hold this back plate up to this deal. And if oh man, pencil's not going to go through the holes. That sucks. Alright, I need something to mark this with. Does this fit through there? Yeah, it does. Okay, so I'm just going to take this Phillips screwdriver and I'm going to hold this up. I think that's about as center as I can be. And I'm just going to put this through and kind of scrape up the wall to mark the points. And that way I know where to kind of mount the 2x4s once I take this down. Yeah, it should be okay. Alright. Hopefully that'll work out okay. Yeah, so I can see the marks on the wall. And we can continue on, get a little closer to some action. So I must have not put the screws back in here. Good thing, because I needed to find out where my stud was on the wall. So I'm just gonna get some smaller pieces that I have and mount these up, and I'll just shim the back with something because I really don't feel like cutting into the trim. And then I'll have to do something to help fireproof it, I guess, guys. So stay tuned for that. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna zoom in here so we can kind of see my marks on the wall there. Let me turn this light on to help out, hopefully. I got some 4-inch long screws, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to put in behind this thing to shim it, which is kind of a downer. Actually, I'm going to go grab some of that pine wood that I use for the trim on the windows. We're going to do that. Alrighty guys, I found a piece of scrap from in the back storage room. Thank God I saved my scrap lumber, because I always end up using it somewhere in some weird situation. So it's about the same thickness as my trim, so problem solved. I'm going to use that as a shim. So now all I got to do is screw this in and go from there. I'm listening to this Kavanaugh thing still, and it's wild, man. I'm loving it. What a freak show in the U.S. Oh man, highly entertaining, I gotta say that. So I'm gonna turn it on time lapse to get this thing done, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, the instructions for the Cubic Mini are super small, so you almost need like a magnifying glass, or if I zoom in with the camera to see what's going on. So I tried the way they're telling me as far as I can read it, but it doesn't make sense. So I'm just going to put the screw through the stainless steel. This is the holder. Then put the bushings on through the wood. That way it has the air gap. So that's what I understand. So if you guys have issues with the instructions being really tiny, that's what I also thought was real. It took me a while to figure this out. So you just put the 2-inch screw through with the bracket through into the metal, and then use the bushings to have your air gap. So now I can screw that into there, and that should be mounted. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now.